Alright, I am late again. To the surprise of no one, least of all me, to be honest. In fairness, I didn't think I was gonna get time today. Still don't think I've really got time today. But yeah. Better to do something than nothing, right? So let's just do this. Yeah. Bed hair. Bed hair supreme. I've been awake for a while though. I mean, I got up later than I'd intended to get up. My alarm went off, I think around 2-ish. And I thought, don't actually have to get up. So I just laid in until like 4, which was really nice. No, I don't suppose 4 in the morning sounds particularly nice to any of you lot. But it's nice. It's nice to me. Suppose it depends what you're used to. No, I like the early mornings. You know, peaceful. I like peace. Suppose I like solitude. Then I suppose that's counterintuitive when it comes to things like streaming. It mainly just means that I'm not particularly used to, I'd say, entertaining people. I kind of am, though. Kind of am. Oh, hey, awesome. How's it going? Thanks for joining. Very glad to have you here. Even though there's literally nothing going on right now. Morning, I suppose. Or good afternoon, depending on time zones. I suppose that's something I've got going for me. Is that kind of time zone friendly if I'm up at crazy times in the morning. No, just nice to be kind of mellow. Keep getting caught up in my poncho. I'm going to take it off. You can enjoy the Pokemon shirt. Now, where am I at? Where do I start? That is the question. I usually start by making me bed, to be honest. Stick the chat over there for now. Check back intermittently. Mm. Have to move the Astarian body pillow. He'll be back. It's fine. I will reinstate him. He's not been dethroned just yet. My mates always think it's hilarious that I share a single bed with a body pillow. I just don't take up a lot of space, you know? I'm not a particularly restless sleeper. I'm just in one little confined area, and I like that. You know, it's cozy. Plus, I suppose because I'm used to occupying small spaces in general, I suppose it's pretty beneficial. I'm happy to live in a shoebox as long as it's got good Wi-Fi. priorities, right? Having said that, I do have access to the garage, which is pretty important for all my shenanigans. I do intend to make something today, something physical. I'm not a very sedentary person. I like to be active. I just got to think about what I can actually make, because I've got a few things going on today. That's why I wasn't sure whether I'd even be here. I got a lot of stuff to try and organise. But I always have a little bit of time in the mornings because, you know, there aren't any shops or anything open this time in the morning. So I can get some other bits done. At least everything's already set up in the garage so I can just go out there later without having to think too hard about it. Right, Astarian, you're with me. Back where you belong. Alright, what else have I got? Been using my desk chair as a bedside table. Really irritating. I do have a little table now, but I keep forgetting to use it. I'm so used to just piling everything onto my chair. Works. I suppose because I don't really use my chair. It's only if I'm sat down for an extended period that I'll even bother. So it tends to just become storage. I like to be on my feet. I find my back hurts if I'm sat down for too long. I think it's a hypermobility thing. Because I don't sit down at work. I share a desk with two other guys, and we're all team leads. But I never I always wheel the chair out from my space because I just don't use it. I'm not there long enough to use it, you know? Busy. I'm here, there, and everywhere. Just my preferred state of being, to be honest. I couldn't hack an office job. You know, I'm good at that kind of thing, but I couldn't I couldn't do it all day, you know. Bits and pieces here and there, yeah, totally. And I enjoy admin. I'd have to get like a standing desk. And even then I'd have to wander around at some point. Just uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, and if it's too late in the day, there is a very real risk that I will just fall asleep. Then that's my own fault for getting up so early, I suppose. But again, it's in the pursuit of peace and quiet, so I think it's worth it. Just gives me that little bit of breathing room before I have to go deal with a bunch of people, you know? I'm sure plenty of people can relate to that, but they just do that in their evenings instead. Then I suppose technically same. It's just I do it in like the very early evening or very late evening, I suppose. Yeah, very late evening. But I like having the time in the mornings just to get everything straight, you know, organize all my stuff, things back where they're supposed to be. Because if I have something that I need on a daily basis and it's not where I think it should be, then that's just it. That's it. It's invisible to me. It could be in front of my face, but if it's not in a very specific corner of my desk, then it does not exist. So these are usually the best times to kind of put everything where I would expect to find it. Because there's nothing more irritating than running around the house looking for something. Someone else comes in and goes, "You mean this?" Story of my life, to be honest. Happens at work all the time. Then I'm also super forgetful, but like short-term memory problems, working memory. So when I'm at work, I've got post-its that I leave all over my desk. I have like the clearest desk of any of the team leads until I start making notes. Then I have the most chaotic desk. But then by the end of the day, it's clear again. So there's a system. There's a system and it works. It's just getting to that point. I don't know. I don't feel like it's super unusual, to be honest. I think everyone's got their methods. So I'd initially tried writing stuff into my phone, and that's great for like alarms and reminders. But when it comes to like things I need to do, it just gets lost. It's lost in oblivion. I need to have things physically in front of me to be able to quantify how much I actually need to get done. I have 1,000,001 to-do lists that just have fallen into the abyss on my phone. It just gets to a point where I abandon stuff and go, oh well, new list, fine, start again. And that's when I have mates come to me like, hey, you know that thing you said you'd do? Ah, yeah. Yeah, no, I did, and then I forgot, and then lists, and yeah. It's like the 3D prints that I need to sand for a friend of mine. Sand and potentially paint. Every time he sees me, he's like, what about my prints? Where are they? Yep, yep, fair, beyond fair. Completely understandable. I will own that. But if I add too much to my working to-do list, then it's at risk of becoming one of the fallen. I have to keep things in like a priority order, or it will suffer the same fate as the rest. Lost in the abyss. Still got something actually that I need to make for a friend for their birthday, because I'd intended to do something, and then I had quite a few other very pressing things that I needed to get done, so it didn't happen. So I should probably do that, to be honest, because I do feel pretty bad about it. I reckon I could do it in an afternoon, well, most of it at least. But then I'm not going to have a full afternoon today, that's the trouble. I'll have a chunk of the morning, and then a teensy bit of the early afternoon. And then after that, not so much. Seem to be missing a bunch of jackets, so they're probably dotted around the house. I should really go find them. I won't bother putting away my outdoor jacket because I'll need that later anyway. So that can just kind of hang out. That's no biggie. That's cleared up most of the chaos. And how long did that take me? 20 minutes? Okay. Alright. It's not terrible. Longer than I thought. It's not terrible. My perception of time is not good. That's why I've got a bunch of alarms set to remind me to do stuff. So if I get jumped by something at some point, you'll have to bear with me, because it will be something reasonably important that I have just forgotten to do. Really doesn't need to be here. These. Do I wear these out? Or do I save them? I need to clean them, actually. They're disgusting. It's the trouble with white headphones and wearing them out in the rain when you probably shouldn't. Yeah, I'll leave them for now, because I'll need to clean them. They're grim. They are not good. Work trousers I'm going to need for tomorrow, so there's no point putting them away. This I need to sort out. Bunch of biscuits in this tin I need to donate. I'm never going to get around to eating them. From Christmas time. I'll keep the tin. The tin is useful. I just need to think about what to put in it. I'll probably whack it out in the garage, to be fair. I'm sure it'll have some use out there. I'll think on it. I'll think on it. But I need to run those down at some point, so I'll leave them out as a reminder to myself. I've still got a bunch of stuff that I want to sort on my shelves. All of these shelves are new. Well, I say new. Newly varnished and chiseled and sanded and all the rest. Because they used to just be black, solid black planks. And I got bored. Decided I was going to change the theme. Now I'm going with sort of fantasy-esque, which I'm really enjoying, to be fair. But I have to think quite carefully about how I dress these shelves, because I want it to be busy, but I don't want it to be too busy, you know? It's under here. I wondered where that went. Okay, that explains a lot. Leave that up there. That I still need to get a replacement cable because it's wrecked. These can just be here for now, whatever. Can't really vacuum yet because it's too early. Like, that's just not cool. Like, my rule for using power tools. Not yet. Just not yet. I can occasionally get away with the odd Dremel, depending. But I definitely shouldn't be vacuuming anything this early. Yeah, 6:30. That is just too early to justify, to be honest. Don't think anyone's going to appreciate that. I'll whack these up out the way for now. Enough. What else am I looking at? Done this. That's fine. I'm still using it kind of as a table, so we'll do that. Question is, do I just jump in and do the fun thing? Because I'm leaning toward it. I'm leaning towards just doing the fun thing, which would be sorting out what's going on these shelves. So I've got bags of stuff down here that used to be on my shelves, and now I'm just going to have to go through and be pretty selective over what I actually put back. So I've got loads of really nice bits and pieces. Then I'm at risk of making things too busy, which I don't want. I love this. Not a bad shout. But I want to be able to fit more stuff on this shelf, so also terrified of things falling over. I'm not feeling that. Not more this way. Better, but I'd rather it was further over. So I'm wondering, will it even fit up here? Maybe, maybe not. Not quite. Would it even work up there, though? Might. Do I want to bring this shelf down closer to Steve? See if I can get away with it, and if it looks okay. It just then limits what I can fit on the very end of that other shelf. That's all. Alright, yeah, I can get away with that in relation to Steve's head. But does it give me enough room to actually put this up here? It does, okay, okay. It's bothering me that it reaches the clothing. I have to bring it down further, and then that just gets too close to Steve. I love it, but I'm going to have to think about it. Wonder if I could then get another one in above that. I've still got another shelf outside. I could stick another one above the one that I've got there. I'd have to go get it, though. I might do that. Might do that. Let me run and find another shelf and continue to think, and then I will come back. Shouldn't be too long. Okay, so I did find a shelf, but it's not finished, which is not what I remembered being the case. But oh well, I can at least test it. And I'm wondering whether I can afford to bring that other one down by one. Let me see. Was there? Be down to here. Look, looks fine. Pretty even. So can I then get away with moving this one down again? Can. It's fine. I think that's fine. Out of interest, what would it look like if I were to whack another one up there? Where would I want to put it? Probably there, right? Probably there, that's fine. 4. So, unfinished, but worth pursuing so that I could get more stuff. I'm not sure. Also occurs to me that, there we go, alright. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Why don't I like that? It's too even, that's why I don't like that. It would have to be over here instead. That's considerably better. As far as facing stuff. But I still don't like it. I think moving that one down closer to Majora's Mask is bothering me. It needs to be up one again. I think it's too close. Too close, it makes it too dark. That needs to go back again. That's better. But I think it is just having something up that high is bothering me. I think if it were a thinner shelf, I'd be less bothered. I think because it's thick and it sticks out too much. I think it's bothering me. I think that's what that is. So I think I do those 3 shelves. Don't do another shelf up high. So if I whack this up at least one, if not a couple. And then get rid of this one, because I don't like something occupying that space. I like having that empty. Better. That is better. Then I do think that shelf needs to come up again. The one above Steve. Then could that be balanced out by the rest of what's in the corner, which actually the webcam can't even see. So I wonder if I can angle this a bit better. Right. That gives you a better idea of what I'm working with as a whole. Then you can't see the mirror. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's just okay. Enough. Right. So I'm wondering, by the time I bring the moon up, will that help? Because this I can hang. So I can bring that up higher, more like that. Does that then look better? Maybe. Was it then too busy with the top right corner? Not sure. Not sure. I'll think about it. But I still think... Then am I eliminating too much space? I think I'm getting too hung up on wanting to fit this in somewhere. I think that's a lot of my trouble at the minute. Is I'm really intent on having this go somewhere. Because it's awesome and I love it. With things set up the way that they are, I'd want that to be on the right-hand side. I don't want it to be central. So maybe I am just getting too hung up on it. It's not bad where it is, but it's not quite right. If Steve wasn't there, I'd want this to be around there-ish, I think. That's, in relation to that, that's pretty okay. Then I can't... maybe I could drop Steve down lower, actually. Let me cook. Ideas are forming. Is what I could do, rather than have this resting on one of the shelf ports, I could literally just have it that supported by the desk. It's a very real possibility. We move Steve in all his raven glory. Because I reckon I take this out, move this down, see where that wants to sit. Let's see where I can get that to sit. That cable can go over, it's not really a problem. You can work the cables around it. Like that. Needs to come up slightly because of the width of the clamp, but I then say it wants to sit about there. Naturally. Oops. And I then get this out the way, that out the way. Down there. There. What if I were to do that? Right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That takes it down a tiny bit. That'd be enough to make a difference, is the question. If I were to reinstate Steve. I think it makes a difference. Does make a difference. Definitely makes a difference. But it then becomes a question of taking that shelf down again, which I think is fine, really. You do that? Nah. I'm so determined. I will get this Zelda print where I want it to be. I get this to fit if it's just leaning over that way. Yeah, but nah. It's fine, it's not the end of the world. Do you want this to show though? This bookmark is very, very cool. There we go, that's better. Okay. Find somewhere else for this. But okay, that's better. The question then is whether I can get away with dropping that shelf down so that I can fit that print. Probably, right? I drop it down one. We're still far enough away from Steve. So I drop it down again. That's about as close as we can sensibly get. But does that give me enough for this? Oh, yeah, okay. Huge. Nice. Okay, yep. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. That works pretty well, to be honest. Got my disc plate that I want to have somewhere as well, but I think that'll be up in that middle, high in the middle, I think. Unless it's more there, so high-ish in the middle. I don't really want to have it low, unless it looks okay there. Nah, I still want to have it higher. I'll leave that for now. Never think about it. What else have I got? I've got to keep an eye on the time as well. Got about another hour, and then I need to go sort some stuff out. But as I say, I'll come back and make something. Don't necessarily know what yet, but something. Even if just for a little bit. Okay. I say I'm pretty okay with the way that those are sat now. It's then a case of what do I put where. This is where the fun begins, because I have a lot of stuff. I love this, but it's the black frame. I don't think I'm going to get that to work. So, hold off on that for now. Things I know I want to put somewhere. My dice tower, because it's hilarious. That to go somewhere. My dice, I'm thinking I might put on the moon shelf, to be honest. They'd look really cool on there. My mimic box. It's even in here. More dice. That's a surprise to literally no one. Okay. Well, I definitely want this to go somewhere. Fine. Don't mind it. But I wanted a bookshelfy look as well. I don't know where I want that necessarily. Got this, which I can probably stick on this corner. That's fine. What do I put on the left? Something not as high. What else have I got? Thematically appropriate. Got this, which I really want to stain, actually. I should take that out with me this afternoon. That's something really easy. Jeez, okay. I've got a lot of dice and dice boxes in here. So this I'll take out with me because it's awesome, but it's light, and that just doesn't work for me. I think it'll look a lot better darker. What else is in here? There's the stand for it, so that's a plus. This thing is gorgeous. It's going to be kind of hard to see because it's dark, but it's awesome. But in the light wood, it just doesn't look as cool. I might spend an unreasonable amount of time finessing this today. Just for funsies. Yeah. Shouldn't, but I might. So if I'm leaving that for now, I have this big ol' Zulu skull, which I'd like to have somewhere. Mm. Mm. I don't want to start with the smaller things. Find a stand for that, really. What else? What else? I don't really need to have out any more fans. Still love this. I still want to put this somewhere. Mm. Starts to get too busy. That's the thing I really wanted to avoid. Is having anything get too busy. It's not a terrible way of laying things out. I don't mind that a whole bunch. I'll leave it for now. I don't mind that. Then it comes to things like my dice tower and my mimic box. Again, I don't want it to get too busy. That does just become immediately chaotic. I need to have the Majora's Mask there. That is a requirement. I think lighter stuff is less chaotic. That then kind of eliminates being able to put this anywhere. Unless I put it in here, then that gets rid of that, and I like the levels on that. Unless I move that up. Maybe. Maybe I take this one, move it up here. That. Then put this here. Move that slightly. How does that look? Not bad. Not bad. So that looks good next to the mirror, but also it then becomes too even with what's below it. Which I don't want. Maybe if I move it to the right then? It along to there. That. Is that better? Yes. Yeah, that is better. That is better. Then I've got space next to it to do other stuff. Again, it needs to be low. It needs to be low. Then is I have this. You worry about that falling over though. Yeah. Unless so that I don't have to worry as much. Given I have one spare anyway. Question is, does that actually look any good? Not bad, but it gives me an idea though. It gives me an idea. I reckon I could actually, if I don't do that, and I instead just kind of leave this to its own devices for a second, I have an idea. What if I were to fairness, I can have that as its own thing. Out of interest. I don't expect this to work, but purely out of interest, if I were to it's not going to work like that. Would it hold it in general? No. Okay. I was just wondering. Fine, I have a place for this anyway, but I was curious. And what I'm thinking is I could probably get away with whacking this up there. I did it up high. Yeah, if I do it up high, and if I really tie these off, I can get that to work. How do I tie this? Loop it around a couple of times. How would I usually tie this? Do this. There, let's do that. Do that, see if that works. And then I don't recommend standing on swivel chairs, but also I'm not that bothered. Seems pretty okay. Do I like it being like that though? Or do I want it to sit on the shelf? I think I want it to sit on the shelf. Which means I move this. That. does that look? See, I like that, but I don't like it where it currently is. I'm wondering whether I stick that over on the right. Out of interest. Feels like a terrible idea. This is definitely a terrible idea. Does it even work there? Not bad. I do have to fix this again. I that 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 then sat there. Do I object to that a whole bunch? I don't think I do. I think that's okay. Let me see from a distance. Yeah, that's pretty okay. It's pretty okay. Is it better than what I was doing? Maybe maybe I could get away with doing this somewhere else. Maybe this would look better. Next to the mirror itself. Along here. That's pretty good, to be fair. I don't mind that. I need to move this board. I keep kicking it. Yeah, I don't mind that, to be honest. That seems pretty okay. Because it was getting too busy over there. So that works out better. And maybe I just use that space in there. Or... The question is, where did I put them? Not in here, I don't think. You have this, though. Be nice to display this somewhere. It's too posh. Too posh for that aesthetic. So where did I put those? I was sensible, probably in here. I don't know if I was sensible. Was not. Okay, cool. Didn't think it would be. And presumably they'll just be around here somewhere. Yeah, there's one. But stands to reason the others would be in there. They don't look like they are. Cool. I don't know where I put those. Unless... Oh no, they're down here. Okay. It's fine. Fine. I was vaguely sensible. Emphasis on vague, but Vague nonetheless. Right. What do I then want to put where? I want to do them flat. I want to do them standing. Do I want to do them at an angle? I don't hate the angle. I do worry about things falling over. Especially blue blood. It looks cool though, I like it. I like the angles. So I just want to move them slightly. There we go. Okay. I don't know whether I do want to do that actually. I want to leave a little bit of a gap between everything. Yeah, I prefer that. I do prefer that. Okay. Do I want to reinstate the Twilight Princess HD soundtrack that I have not opened? Looks pretty okay. Then I also have the Link to the Past cartridge, which is a sacred item. That'll fit in here, right? Yeah. It's fine. Look okay on there. You got that little gap in there, which is annoying. See that. Again, too even. That is still preferred. Sure, I'll have something I can put in there. I've got dice, but again, I've been kind of saving those. Unless I just put my prettiest set in that gap. It'll even fit. Take the lid away. Yeah. Yeah, they'll fit. Do they look okay there? Yeah, I think so. I think they do. And again, everything starts to look busy, which is what I really wanted to avoid. Maybe I just need to have more gaps in places. Maybe that's the whole point. There need to be more gaps. That's immediately better. Yeah, okay. I think I do need to have more gaps. Space stuff out more strategically. And I still love these dice. Ugh, decisions. I've also got another plant thing that I want to put somewhere. Maybe that's how I sort this out in my brain. That help? Kind of, yeah. Kind of helps. I do have another leafy garland that I can stick somewhere. I wonder. I break things up too much, that's the thing. I was going to put it somewhere. Where would I put it? I would have thought along that top shelf. Then I don't know whether that's just going to look weird. I also won't know unless I try it. So, if I was to stick that along there, and I'll figure out positioning in a minute, this is purely just, would it even work? I don't know. I'd have to get it under, I think. Say it were under. Oh, it looks a lot better under. So hypothetically, if I were to do this properly, under that, then if I have to do it properly, I'd want to take it down. Screw it. Let's say I were to have that go over there, come down there, and that reach down over Steve and down there. Do I like that enough? I'd have to come down through there. I might. Okay. Let me try. I might hate it, but let me try. Because realistically, it's not like I have to move that much. I would want to take one of the rings off the end, though. So let me just do that. I'm sure it will come in handy at some other point, though. So I'll keep it. Then I reckon I put this in under here. That. Bring this up. Over, round and past Steve. Up under there, like that. The beauty then is that I don't have to have it that far forward. If it go further back. That. I kind of like it further forward though. Kind of prefer it. That come down past there. And don't mind me, Steve. That come down past there. I mean, technically, I could just tuck that behind him anyway. Even tuck it in here, actually. Works fine for now. Oops. That's fine. Do I like it? Like this being as far forward as it is. Let's take that right back. Then I don't mind as much. It all kind of ties into that right-hand side, which works. I wonder if I could get away with having it less sat under and more just kind of sat against, like that. And you get some creep up behind without necessarily compromising the stability of the shelf, which actually works quite well, I think. And that already had a kink in it, so that works coming down there. That I can sort out in a minute, that's no biggie. I've sorted it out now, actually, it's bothering me. Good enough. I think that's better. Yeah. That is better. So then if I were to reinstate all of this, how would I then feel about it? It needs to have gaps between things. Yeah, I like that. I like that, and I don't think I want to add anything else to that shelf. I'm not sure I even want to put the bottle back, to be honest. Where did I put it? Oh, okay, no, it's in front of my face. Cool. That's what I mean. If it's not where I expect it to be, it's invisible. That's that. Move you along. Move you along. You in a bit. Okay, no, I don't mind that. That's fine. That's fine, but that's all that can be then. I don't mind that at all. But as I say, I then don't really want to be putting a whole lot more else in other places. I get away with this just because I love it and it's a very special thing to me. Maybe, but also, maybe, but if I just hide it in here a bit more. Doesn't work. Doesn't work, which is annoying. The only way I could get it to work, really, is to stick it in here. But again, you then eliminate that gap, and that gap is really important. No, because it gets in the way of that. Less. Did that. That. No, because it gets in the way. That. It just doesn't work. Doesn't work. I'm probably going to have to give up. I've been keeping it on my desk, in fairness. So, it's not like I don't get to look at it fondly on a regular basis. But I wanted it displayed, ideally, Don't think that's going to be a thing. That still works fine. Do I still want to put this in the corner? Just to fill that void. Maybe. Or do I put it down one? And fill this void. Also, maybe. And that then ends up too even for me. I don't think I want it there. That's better. That's better. I don't think I mind that for now. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think I mind that for now. Annoying, because I still have this disc plate that I want to put up somewhere, but I don't think it's going to work. It'd be up behind that. I think at that point it all becomes too busy. Let me see if I can see in the camera. I see. Can. Oh, maybe actually. Maybe. Alright. I'd have to figure out how to get it up there. But I've got the magnet, but I took it off of the wall it used to be on. So I need to think about how to reattach the magnet. So I really don't know. It's still got the protective leaf just stuck on the back in an absolute mess. So I love the concept of disc plate, but I'd have argued you kind of need it to do the opposite of what it does. So rather than like, oh yeah, you can swap them out whenever in this, as long as it's always in this same location, and just have it so that you can move them around to any location. But then I don't necessarily know how you do that. Because I've only got one disc plate, and I love it. But I want to move it around places. It used to be on one of the shelves above my bed. But then I wanted to do the fantasy themed feature wall. And I thought, hey, this is perfect. All my D&D stuff is up here. I'll just move it over there. But yeah, I've got to figure out how I want to do that. Really. I've still got this Cthulhu skull that I want to put somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe I just leave it on my dressing table or something. I mean, it would work with what else I've got on here, so... I do kind of want to tidy up my PC desk, though. I think that also is too busy, and that's bothering me. So I'm digging the feature wall. I think I still need to hang the moon shelf up Just not the whole way to the coving, but just up higher. I've got super distracted trying to get the paper off the back of this magnet. Sounds like it's raining outside, which is irritating because I need to go out fairly soon. Well, guess I'm getting wet again. It's whatever, really. Not that phased. I wonder if I can get away with putting this down here. Maybe, actually. Maybe. But I then just need to drop it down slightly lower. I don't want to drop it down a whole bunch. When it gets close to the monitors, it makes everything look busy. I quite enjoy the gaps between everything at the minute. I don't want to drop that middle shelf down anymore. It'll be too close to the top of Majora's Mask. And that would annoy me. Hmm. It wouldn't be the end of the world. I wonder if I could get away with it. Do I then just do this? Stop this side. Move on to this side. Right. A little bit dicey, but worked. I can get that paintbrush back in. It was bugging me. I just like the levels. No? Because then I could get this. Oh, hey. How's it going? How you holding up? It's okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, I don't hate that. I don't think I like it though. Kind of hard to comprehend what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine, well, I can't imagine really. But I would expect that to be the case. Did you ever hear anything back from Charlie? Because I can still make myself semi available today, depending on the time. So much stuff. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I do. I love my stuff. It's trying to find places for it that I struggle with. takes up too much room. Unless I did that there, then not quite, not quite. I don't want to move the paintbrushes, they work too well. I did that down. Did that. It's not bad, actually. It's working today. Hey, I would be obscenely down for a Costa. Just let me know, because I need to go into town anyway to pick up some meds. So let me know the time, because I'm literally ready whenever. Turquoise wall is giving me back in 2015 when we moved house, and I was finally allowed to decorate my own room. Yeah. Oh, it's a good color. It's a great color. And it's ended up working really well with what I've decided to do with the room. Pink wallpaper. Ugh. Ugh. Yeesh. That is a yikes. Big yikes. Do I like the jaunty angle? No, I don't. I want Steve to be symmetrical. I still need to raise that shelf. But I need to figure out where I want to raise it to, because not a whole bunch higher. Not a whole bunch. I just put dice down there? Maybe I just put dice down there. Don't know, it feels too high still. Not bad. Not bad. It does still feel too high. I think if it were about half the width, I'd be more okay with it. Better, but no, I love this. Still want to put the dice somewhere. I don't know where I put the dice. Don't think it's gonna be there. Do I have? I've got some singles somewhere. Do I remember how to open this? Yes, I do. Okay, that's empty now. Fair enough. Actually, I've got a sword. No, doesn't work. Does not work. I think it just needs a single, which I have in here. Sword. Yes, sword. Costa's already open. Yeah, sick. That's fine by me, because the doctor's surgeries open at 8:30, so I was going to rock up for around then to go pick up my meds, so I can then just wander round to Costa after the fact. That is A-O fine. Works for me. Why don't I put my special Zelda D20 that I got myself for my birthday like 2 years ago? Put that there. Okay. Yeah, I'm more fine with that. I'm more fine with that. In fairness, I've got a bunch of dice in here that I could just decorate the place with. That's fine. I'm okay with that. You'll get ready and text me. Nice one. Thank you kindly. I'll be hanging out for like another, what, 15 minutes-ish. And then I shall be going and getting my shiz together so I can go pick up my meds. But I'll catch you in a bit. And yeah. No worries. Yep, see you soon. See you soon. I could go for a Costa, actually. Right, let me stick this back up where it was. There's the bot that I need to fix. I will eventually get everything together. At the minute, it's just one of those, hey, at least I'm doing something, you know? Alright, I now have a bunch of dice here, so this looks to be 2 different sets, but they're extremely similar. So I think there's the darker... Okay, no, I should be able to discern what's what. So first off, there are the 2 different d20s. I think these are part of the darker set. That's part of the lighter set. Yeah, the lighter set has slightly different numbering, which is handy. So I've somehow managed to get very, very similar sets. And there's only one of these. Pink goes here, that goes here, that goes there. Am I then missing? No, because it's this. Ooh, okay. Alright, I think I've split it up into the respective sets. I've forgotten about these. Awesome. Okay, I can then dot these around in various places. Which just makes things look a little bit nicer, I think. Oh. Okay. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I don't mind this wall as a whole. I think it's pretty good. I think I'm going to dot some more dice around. Maybe up here? No. I want the levels, that's the thing. Let's do... one up there. One down there. One in there. One up there. One in there. Up there. One in there. That's okay. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Alright. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. I mean, I'm debating whacking this up there. That looks fine, to be honest. I don't mind that. That looks pretty okay. Yeah. I reckon I can get away with that. Especially if he's facing kind of more forward, because then he's taking up less room. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. Now, something fun about this as a setup is actually the vines that I've got going on here and there. Let me demo. That's so cool. Right, where's the other one? There we go. So actually, what I've got is a pretty epic early morning setup. You can't really see the rest of the room when it's like this. You just kind of have to take my word for it. It's very cool. Yeah. So it's markedly less impressive once the big light is on. But pretty great. Pretty great. I'm quite happy with this as a setup. I think this looks good. I still have to address that entire unit over there, because I don't know. Like, I love the JoJo shelf. It just doesn't work with this as a wall. But I think I'll keep it anyway. I don't necessarily mind having the Emperor helmet there. But there are bits and pieces along there that I kind of want to finesse a little bit, you know? But for the most part, I'm quite happy with this. I've still got the disc plate that I'd like to get up, but I'm also not super worried if it doesn't work, because I will find somewhere else to put it. It will be fine. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I'm quite happy with this. I then do just have to go through my desk and get rid of all the stuff that doesn't really need to be there. And I've got to be able to put my headphones back. Got my ocarina. I've not played in many years. That was a fun one. I got that years and years and years and years ago. Songbird ocarinas. And at the time, it was their most expensive replica. And I remember seeing it as a small child who didn't even get pocket money, and I was so desperate for this thing. I ended up doing a bunch of chores and housework for my grandparents for a couple of solid weeks, and then they ended up just being like, look, just take the money, get the thing. It's gorgeous. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show it, or how well the camera will focus. There we go. It's absolutely stunning. And I remember I got this thing, and I was so stoked. And I remember my dad saying at the time, "Why? You'll never learn to play it." So I did. I did, and I, he was reasonably put out by the fact that I taught myself. But I am a creature driven by spite. If I can prove a point, then by God, I will do everything in my power to make something happen. It was very funny. Where am I going to put this? It's annoying me. Probably tuck it into this, to be fair. I don't really want to have to. Unless... Okay, that works. I do it one... What? Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this as a setup. This looks good. I do need to blitz my desk, though, because that is going to bother me. It's definitely going to bother me. There's a lot of random bits and pieces on here. And yeah, a lot of it is sensible or functional, but there's a lot that it doesn't need to be there. Like, realistically, Artorias, you don't need to be here. You're great, but you don't need to be here. probably get away with putting you up here eventually, to be honest. But I still need to lift the moon. Yeah, I think you'll be okay there. I definitely need to lift the moon. Unless I stick you in with my Glory Hammer vinyl. Actually, might be a better shout. At least for now. At least for now. There'll be things I have to faff with, but it requires me hanging that shelf. And I'm not going to drill anything this early in the morning. Yeah, okay. Have a Mars chocolate here for no reason. I don't really eat chocolate. Not to any extent that I'd, like, keep it near me, you know? It's just not a thing. I do have this, actually. Again, I don't really want to be cluttering things up. Not really. I think I'll keep you. You'll stay on my desk, but I'll have to figure it out. I have this scout trooper on a snow speeder, which is awesome, but I have no idea why it's here. I've got this obscenely epic Pokemon terrarium with a little Duskull that I got at MCM. He is beyond awesome, and I love him. And I do not for the life of me remember what the company was called. But they're always at MCM. And I always walked past these and thought, maybe at some point. And then there was a Duskull, and he's my fave, so I caved. I'm glad I caved, because he's great. But, you know, I don't think I mind having him around. He kind of works with everything else that's going on along here. I like looking at him on my desk. I enjoy the Funkos, but they're not thematically appropriate. But I also don't know where I'd put them. Yeah, it gets tricky from here. It gets tricky. This I don't need. That can go. This I don't need. This has no reason to be here. These I use on a regular basis, so that's fair enough. Passport is fairly important, so that can stay. USB stick, yeah, I use that. That's fair enough. And there are other bits and pieces that if I move them, I'll forget what they are, so I can't do that. Not really. Not really. Oh, there's my alarm. That thing I said would happen. Alright, in fairness, I'm nearly at the 2-hour mark. So I suppose if I go until the 2-hour mark, then all I've really got to do is sort my hair out, whack a jacket on, and wander. So it's no biggie. Not really. Probably fine, to be honest. There's always the hard part, because this is where it gets into, like, the annoying little nitty-gritty bits. And what I actually want to have where. kind of still want to put this somewhere. I can stick this up here. I can get away with that. This is where it gets dangerous, because then I start looking around at all the little bits and pieces and thinking, I could do this, I could do that. Makes me wonder if I can get away with that. I'd say I can. I can put that there. There, okay. That works. That works. And that then removes that from where it was. I'm now starting to get into the annoying little hung up on the super fine details that actually don't matter stage. Yeah, really, I can't do an awful lot more until I figure out where I'm hanging that shelf. I definitely want to have dice on that shelf, along with the Frog Wizard. He's great. I love the Frog Wizard. But yeah, I definitely need to hang that shelf first. And then I can start thinking about the rest of that unit. And then I think it is just the desk feels a bit busy at the minute. Probably just because the desk mat is covered in kanji, because it's a JoJo's thing. So maybe that's not as deep as I'm making it. Can I get away with putting Cthulhu over here? I'd like to. I've just moved Artorias out of the way, so I feel like it defeats the point. Not a bad look. Certainly not the worst. It needs to be there. Objectively not. Maybe that's one that I save for being over here somewhere. Maybe that'd make more sense. It's too light. Too light, and it draws attention to the fact that it's there. I'll have to think about it. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. There's not a lot more I can do without messing with that shelf. I can take the tag off the Frog Wizard, though. I don't know why that's still on here. I think I stuck him up there to see whether he worked. He did, and then I just kind of forgot to take him down and de-tag him. Been following Makeship for a while, but I'd never cared enough to actually get any of their plushies. But then because I follow the Frog Wizard page, is it Elm Realm? Something to that effect. I say follow loosely because I don't actually spend an awful lot of time on Instagram. But when I saw they were coming out with the Frog Wizard plushie, I was like, yeah, that's great. I rate that most highly. I will absolutely pick up the Frog Wizard. And I'm glad I did, because he's perfect in the sort of Crook of the Moon shelf. Good for a giggle. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with this as a setup. I think I just need to kind of declutter elsewhere, and then it'll work. It'll work pretty perfectly, I think. I do still want to stick some wallpaper on that wall in here, because it's ripped to bits where I've put up posters and taken them down again. And I do have some wallpaper that would work there. But again, I picked up for my birthday. Not that you'll be able to tell what it is from wrapping, but you can get a rough idea just by looking at this. Pretty epic. I reckon in there it would look great. I was tempted to redo all around here, but my worry is that it's very busy. Then maybe I just redo this bit. But it's also dark. I don't want it to make the room look even smaller than it already is. Because the white brick works along here, because that's the theme of that section. Unless I redid that bit, and then took that along the top, and then had more space for more D&D-esque things, because the sword and shield would still work there, it's just the keytar wouldn't. I'll think about it. Think about it, because then if I were to change my bed sheets, that would also work. As I say, I don't want to make the room look smaller, which this would definitely end up doing. So maybe doing it in here is the way to play it. I'd just have to rethink the shelves. I appreciate that actually you can't see what I'm talking about, so real quick, just so you can see what I mean, that's the current situation over there. So, like, I love it, it's great, but also I've got a lot of stuff that I want to put places, and I love this wallpaper, and if I do more fantasy-esque things along there, I think it'd work, because, you know, all of that is great. And I like having the different themes next to each other. But I don't know, I'll think about it. It might be the most sensible place to use this wallpaper. Because then, as I say, I can keep the Master Sword and the Hylian Shield there anyway. So that's no biggie. I just move the keytar somewhere else. And the Battle Tendency poster. And then have a bit of a rethink. I've still got a couple of shelves that I can use, so yeah. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. But for now, I'm pretty okay with what I've done. Been going for a couple hours, and I should probably go and pick up my meds, go grab a Costa with Ollie, and then come back. I think, because if I do decide I want to wallpaper that wall, I need to start stripping it today, which would be fun. I need to see how much wallpaper I actually have. I need to check the dims on this, check the space I'm looking to cover with it, and then we'll see, because actually that could be a really cool way of doing it. We'll see. Alright. For now, I'm going to duck out. So thanks for tagging, because there's really nothing to see here. There's nothing going on. I just thought if I'm tidying up anyway, I may as well whack the stream on. Something's better than nothing, right? So yeah, I will be back later at some point with something. I don't know what yet necessarily, but I've got an appointment this afternoon at 2 o'clock, so I'll have to do something within that space. Because by the time I'm done, I'll have to start getting things ready for work, etc. So, yeah. I'll be back later, eventually. yeah, thanks for hanging out and putting up with my inane ramblings. And I will catch you guys later at some point.